let's pay our homage to the Buddha first, and then to our teacher. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. My homage to the Blessed One, the Worthy One, the Supremely Enlightened One. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. And again, let's pay our respect to our teacher, Pinatla Goswami Mahanse. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Dear devotees, dear Dhamma friends, so we all know that in this class, we learn scriptures. There are recorded like 18,000 in the Sutta canon. So most of them delivered by Buddha, some of them delivered by the great Arahants. So today we are going to learn a sutta called Vīmaṁsaka. In this sutta, Buddha asking to do the following things. If you don't have the ability to read others' mind, like it's a meditative skill that Buddha teach that by practicing deeper meditations, someone who lucky enough to gain that ability, they can read what others think. That means they can directly read the others' mind narrations. If you are a person, you do not have that ability, still you can understand whether this is a Buddha by reflecting and going through the following investigations, and Buddha welcome followers to do the following investigation. And Buddha saying, by doing that, you will gain a confidence, and with that confidence, you'll be able to create unshakable confidence towards Buddha, and that will lead you to the cessation of all the sufferings. So when you read this and when you understand this, you will understand that it's kind of a, I would say like a, is sometimes it's a completely opposite of the religious leader view. So because in religions, it's all about like being faithful to the religious leader or the god also. But in here, Buddha give the freedom to the follower to, of course, if he has ability to read the mind, then of course he can read Buddha's mind. And then if not, Buddha says, do the following investigation. I have kind of a common sense of like major religions, but I couldn't find even a that sort of a religion in the world which says about that giving the freedom to investigate the leaders or the, shall we say, like even the God's mind, to see whether he is a pure person, or in this case, whether he is a pure, exactly the Buddha, exactly one who's claiming Buddha, but whether he is exactly a person, we can call him Buddha. So in that way, this is an amazing teaching. It definitely create kind of an openness to ourselves even. So it's like if Buddha opened himself in such a way, so as followers, we should definitely open ourselves instead of claiming things we do not have. Okay, so who will be the volunteer today who would like to read the sutta for us?
So I have heard. At one time, the Buddha was staying near Savatthi in Jeta's Grove, Anapindika's monastery. There the Buddha addressed the mendicants. Mendicants, Venerable Sir, they replied. The Buddha said this: Mendicants, a mendicant who is an inquirer, unable to comprehend another's mind, should scrutinize the realized one to understand whether he is a fully awakened Buddha or not. Our teachings are rooted in the Buddha. He is our guide and our refuge. Sir, may the Buddha himself please clarify the meaning of this. The mendicants will listen and will remember it. Well then, mendicants, listen and apply your mind well. I will speak. Yes, sir, they replied. The Buddha said this. Mendicants, a mendicant who is an inquirer, unable to comprehend another's mind, should scrutinize the realized one for two things that can be seen and heard. Can anything corrupt be seen or heard in the realized one or not? Scrutinizing him, they find that nothing corrupt can be seen or heard in the realized one. They scrutinize further. Can anything mixed be seen or heard in the realized one or not? Scrutinizing him, they find that nothing mixed can be seen or heard in the realized one. They scrutinize further. Can anything clean be seen or heard in the realized one or not? Scrutinizing him, they find that clean things can be seen and heard in the realized one. They scrutinize further. Did the Venerable attain this skillful state a long time ago or just recently? Scrutinizing him, they find that the Venerable attained this skillful state a long time ago, not just recently. They scrutinize further. Are certain dangers found in that venerable mendicant who has achieved fame and renown? For mendicants, so long as a mendicant has not achieved fame and renown, certain dangers are not found in them. But when they achieve fame and renown, those dangers disappear, or dangers appear. Scrutinizing him, they find that those dangers are not found in that venerable mendicant who has achieved fame and renown. They scrutinize further. Is this venerable securely stilled or insecurely stilled? Is the reason they don't indulge in sensual pleasures that they're free of greed because greed has ended? Scrutinizing him, they find that that venerable is securely stilled, not insecurely stilled. The reason they don't indulge in sensual pleasures is that they're free of greed because greed has ended. If others should ask that mendicant, well, what reason and evidence does the venerable have for saying this? Answering rightly, the mendicant should say, because whether that venerable is staying in a community or alone, some people there are in a good state or a sorry state. Some instruct a group, and some are seen among pleasures of the flesh while others remain unsullied. Yet that venerable doesn't look down on them for that. Also, I have heard and learned this in the presence of the Buddha. I am securely stilled, not insecurely stilled. The reason I don't indulge in sensual pleasures is that I'm free of greed because greed has ended. Next, they should ask the realized one himself about this. Can anything corrupt be seen or heard in the realized one or not? The realized one would answer, nothing corrupt can be seen or heard in the realized one. Can anything mixed be seen or heard in the realized one or not? The realized one would answer, nothing mixed can be seen or heard in the realized one. Can anything clean be seen or heard in the realized one or not? The realized one would answer, clean things can be seen and heard in the realized one. I am the scope and the range of that, but I am not determined by that. A disciple ought to approach a teacher who has such a doctrine in order to listen to the teaching. The teacher explains Dhamma with its higher and higher stages, with its better and better stages, with its dark and bright sides. When they directly know a certain principle of those teachings in accordance with how they were taught, the mendicant comes to a conclusion about the teachings. They have confidence in the teacher. The Blessed One is a fully awakened Buddha. The teaching is well explained. The Sangha is practicing well. If others should ask that mendicant, but what reason and evidence does the Venerable have for saying this? Answering rightly, the mendicant should say, Reverends, I approached the Buddha to listen to the teaching. He explained Dhamma with its higher and higher stages, with its better and better stages, with its dark and bright sides. When I directly knew a certain principle of those teachings in accordance with how I was taught, I came to the conclusion about the teachings. I had confidence in the teacher. The Blessed One is a fully awakened Buddha. The teaching is well explained. The Sangha is practicing well. When someone's faith is settled, rooted, and planted in the realized one in this manner, with these words and phrases, it's said to be grounded faith that's based on evidence. It is strong and cannot be shifted by any ascetic or Brahmin or God or Mara or divinity or by anyone in the world. This is how there is a legitimate scrutiny of the realized one. And that is how the realized one is legitimately well scrutinized. That is what the Buddha said. Satisfied, the mendicants approved what the Buddha said.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Then let's dive into the sutta. I think you all have a kind of a idea about the sutta. I'll try to translate it by word in the most of the time. All these suttas start saying that evam me sutang, which means that these recordings are recorded by Bhikkhu Ananda after Buddha passed away. Within 3 months, there was the first conference of the 500 Arahants to gather and prepare the canon. In that conference, so the Bhikkhu Ananda delivered all the suttas which Buddha has delivered. He said it all. So when each and every sutta started saying, Evam me sutang oda, so I have heard, or thus I have heard, I heard like this. Ekan samayam bhagava savatyam viharati jetavani anathapindikasarami. One occasion, Buddha, the Bhagava means a synonym to the Buddha. Bhagava means kind of a word called like virtuous, luckiest person. Buddha lived in Savatthi. Savatthi is a town, and Jeta's grove. Anathapindikasarami means the Anathapindika is the devotee who donated that precious land with the monastery. While Buddha was there, Tatra ko Bhagava Bhikkhu Amantesi, the Buddha addressed the monks, Bhikkhavoti, or the Bhikkhu, or the monks. So then, with respect, the monks saying, Badante, Venerable Sir, and Bhagava etadavocha, then Buddha replied this. Vīmaṁsakena bhikkhave bhikkhuna parassa ceto pariyāyam ajanantena tathāgate samannesana kātavva samma sambuddho va no va iti va viññānayati. A mendicant or a monk who is incoherent, means insufficient or unable to comprehend another's mind, should try to understand whether Buddha is fully awakened or not in this way. So what Buddha is saying, when Buddha says that, the monks saying the Bhagava Mulaka no Bhante Dhamma, these teachings, all these teachings comes from Buddha. So a Bhagava Patisarana, Bhagava Nittika, Bhagavam Patisarana. And so all these teachings are like leading by you or the Buddha, and we are going refuge to you. And sadhu vatami bhagavanta eva patibantu etasa vasitasa atto. May Bhagava understand and tell us how to do that. Bhagavato sutta bhikkhu dharisanti. When Buddha teach us, we will keep it in our mind, or we will do as you say. Then Buddha saying, okay, bhikkhu, Sunat, first listen, sadhukam manasikarat, then wisely consider this wisely. Bhasitsami, I'm telling you. Evam bhanteti kote bhikkhu bhagavato pachasa. So then the monk said, yes, sir. And then Bhagavata the watcher, Buddha replied, Vīmaṁsakena bhikkhave bhikkhuna parasa ceto pariyāyam ajanantena Advisu dhammesu tathagato samannesu tabbo chakku sota vinyesu dhammesu. If anyone unable to read the other's mind, so you can do the following two things, which means check whether they are, how about the actions which we can see from our eyes and which we can check from our ears. That means first check with your eyes and the ears. So then Buddha is saying, Ye sankilita chakku sota vinyeya dhammas sangvijanti vate tathagatasa no vate. Check whether there are any sort of bad deeds are there in Buddhas when you see Buddha from your eyes. It's like there are things that we can see. People do bad things, and when we see that, we can understand that this person is a committing bad things. So likewise, check from your eyes whether Buddha is doing something wrong or not. And then not only the eye actually, even from the ears. That means basically it's like killing, whether killing living beings or stealing or misbehaving. Uh, from our ears, we can hear whether he's lying, telling things behind the other's back, or gossiping, or saying harsh words such as so and so things. So then, if someone check like that, and whether there are any sort of defilements or the bad deeds occurring, which we can see from our eyes or ears, when we see there is nothing, such a thing happening from the Buddha, don't stop with the saying Tatonang Uttaring Samannesati. Check furthermore, there are things like time to time occurs. Usually, he may have kind of a good character, but time to time there may be some defilements arising. We can see when we look into someone or when we hear to someone. The occasionally can arise. That means like most of the time one can be very calm, quiet, and peaceful. But when things occurred, like thing that someone comes and criticize badly, at the time the anger can arise. So likewise, the time to time, are there any available defilements or the bad deeds arising in the Buddha? Buddha saying to check whether there are such a things occurring time to time. When someone with open mind and open heart, when someone check, Buddha saying that they will find that there is no such a thing. Then Buddha saying, don't stop from that, and then check whether there are the vodhanas. So that means the good deeds arising in him when we see things, when we see from our eyes and when we hear. So it's like not only doing bad deeds or bad karma, but whether he has good karma in his life. So the good way of living. So when someone with a wise man, when check, he will see that the Buddha's pure life, and he do the good things only, not the bad things. So we can, the things we can see and the things we can hear. So now we don't have ability to do that because Buddha is not existing anymore. But we can go through the sutras, and it's like, especially this Majjhima Canon, the sutta we are learning from Majjhima Canon. These suttas in Majjhima Canon suttas usually contains stories, not with all. I mean the background story, not only the direct teaching. So in there we can find out how Buddha was lived, and in that the Vinaya Pitaka means the code of conduct. In there, stories are visible. In there also we can find how Buddha approached to different things with his pure mind. So after that, Buddha saying, don't stop from that. Then saying, Digarattan samapanno ayasma imang kusala dhamma udaho ittara samapannoti. Oh, is this a good behavior? It's like it just occurred like within a year or so, maybe in short period of time, or whether this lifestyle is with him for long time. So check whether he is having that sort of life. So first saying check the defilements. Are there any bad karma he is committing, which we can see or which we can hear, and then check whether the time of whether there are things like those defilements, those things arising time to time, and then check the pure that the whether there are good deeds, whether he is doing, and then say, not only that, is it justified or it's like these what we call these good deeds are having for long time. So again, so then it was saying, uh, check from your eyes and ears, and then check whether they are like Chakusa Nate Tathagata Samijatne to no Tata Vija Samyato. Yes, that there are the time to time occurrence. If there is not like time to time occurring defilements, then check whether he has pure deeds, like pure good karma, and then check is it just occurred or if it is there for a long time. Then Buddha say, some people නතාව භික්කවේ භික්ඛුනෝ ඉදේකච්ච ආදීනව සංවිජ්ජಂತಿ යාවන ඤත්තප්පජ්ජාපන්නෝ හෝති යස සම්පත්තෝ යසම්පත්තෝ yat so Buddha saying that sometimes people have these good qualities until they get the fame. So, until they get famous, they have these qualities. Once they get famous, all those good qualities can lose. So then, Buddha is saying, check whether there is whether these qualities are losing in Buddha when he's get fame or he's just being as he is. You may see that people in this world, they seems to be so nice, but after some time when they get a huge popularity, their personality change so rapidly. Those things, there are so many examples we can talk in this in day-to-day lives, but I don't want to bring those sort of examples. But there are things like that. And then Buddha saying, when you find that there is no such a things, check whether whether Buddha is not falling into sensual pleasures because of fear or vitaragata. Bhayam purato or vitaragata. Bhayam purato means out of fear. Or if vitaragata means because he does not have that ego in him. Think that someone has that ego in themselves and they are very lustful characters, and so because of that they afraid that they will lose their fame when people understand that this person has lust, anger and defilement. So because of that, there may be people who avoid the sensual pleasures, not because they don't have that willingness to have them. But there may be the Arahants or the Buddha, if a real Buddha, since they don't have that defilements within themselves, there is no root. They don't go to have fun from sensual pleasures. Buddha asking, check whether why he is already avoiding these pleasures. Is it because of out of fear or because he does not have that ego? Then Buddha is saying, when you check that, you will find that yes, of course, Buddha is not doesn't do anything out of fear, but he does not have that the roots for those defilements. So then Buddha saying, Tanche bhikkave bhikkhum pare evam pucceyo bhikkave bhikkhum pare kopanayasmanto akarake anvaya yenayasma evam vadeti abhay. Yeah, okay, I will go with the English translation. Is this venerable sequel still? Yes. reasons. If others should ask that mendicant, so then Buddha is saying that uh, go and visit and ask, but what reason and evidence does this venerable have for saying this? So answering rightly, the mendicant should say, because whether that venerable is staying in a community all alone, some people there are in a good state or a sorry state, some instruct a group, and some are seen among pleasure of the flesh, while others remain uh, unsullied, yet that venerable doesn't look down on them for that. So it means this. So that Buddha, he does not judge others and treat in different way. He should, if he's a Buddha, he treat in the same manner. So it's not like judging others. And then also, yes, also I have heard and learned this in presence of Buddha. I am securely stilled. This is something Buddha says. I am securely stilled, not insecurely stilled. The reason I don't indulge in sensual pleasures is that I am free from greed, because greed has ended. So then next they should ask the realized one himself about this. So check whether he is out of fear, he is not exposing himself to sensual pleasures, or because he doesn't have defilement, he is not exposing him to sensual pleasures. And then whether he treat it's like differently, like some people when they exposed to those things, they behave in different way. So seeing that, not boasting himself and just criticizing others, there is no such a judgment in a purified person. And then, so he said next, they should ask from the realized one. So then it's like Buddha giving us permission to go and visit and ask from Buddha. So can anything corrupt be seen or heard or realized one or not? So then the realized one would answer, nothing corrupt can be seen or heard in realized one. Can anything mixed be seen, heard, or realized one or not? The realized one would answer, nothing mixed can be seen or heard in realized one. Can anything clean be seen or heard in a realized one or not? The realized one would answer, clean things can be seen and heard in realized one. I am the scope and range of that, but I am not determined by that. And then a disciple then ought to approach a teacher who has such a doctrine in order to listen to the teaching. So now Buddha create confidence in the listener. So Buddha exposing his quality of that, his purified mind, and then after that giving the freedom to check. And once someone checked, they will understand that this Buddha, this is exactly Buddha. Then Buddha saying that you should have confidence to such a teacher and such a teaching, and to the enlightened monks who enlightened from that, following that teaching. The teacher explains Dhamma with its higher and higher stages, with its better and better stages, with its dark and bright sides. So it's like Buddha teach. So it's like what is right, what is wrong, what take you to the dark, what lead you to the light, and when you practice what, purify your mind. When you practice what, you will lead into the defilements. When they directly known a certain principle of these teachings, in accordance with how they were taught, the mendicants comes to a conclusion about the teachings. They have confidence in the teacher. The Blessed One is a fully awakened Buddha. The teachings is well explained. The Sangha is practicing well. So if someone learn and practice, if someone open them their hearts to these teachings, and when they follow the what Buddha say, and if they did it correctly, and if they listen and understand what Buddha teach, understand within themselves, this is the conclusion they come within themselves, which is Samma Sambuddho Bhagava. Blessed One is fully awakened Buddha. Oh, Samma Sambuddha means that fully awakened by himself without the guidance of a teacher. Swakato Bhagavato Dhamma. The teaching is well explained and the Sangha is practicing well. That means the Sangha is practicing well means this is a Supatipanno means actually it should be translated like that. Supatipanno means that a path. This is the exact path which lead to the cessation of suffering, and that path is what the followers of the Buddha following. How he knows it, he practices it by himself, and he understands within himself when his mind get purified by practicing that teaching. So, idang also yena bhagavatina prasankamisa dhamma savanaya. Reverend, so then, tasami bhagava dhamma deseti uttaram panita panita kanna sukha patipada. So then, when someone approached the Buddha, so then Buddha teach this Dhamma for the furthermore, for panita, that means like these delicious teachings like and kanna sukha patibhagam. That means this is the black way or this is the wrong way. Sukha patipadam is white. In this black white means like the wrong manner and the correct manner. When someone directly knew a certain principles of these teachings in accordance with how Buddha was taught, that he comes to a conclusion about the teachings that and he will gain the confidence in teacher. Samma Sambuddho Bhagava Swakato Bhagavata Dhammo Supatipanno Bhagavato Savaka Sanghoti. So then, so what this saying is, what Buddha taught, Buddha then saying in the verses, Yassa kasaji bhikkhave imehi akare imehi padehi imehi vyanjanehi tathagate saddha nimitta hoti mula jata patitita ayang uchati bhikkhave akaravati saddha dassana mulika dalha අසංහාරයා සමනේනවා බ්‍රාහ්මණේනවා දේවේනවා මාරේනවා බ්‍රහ්මනාවා කේනචවා ලෝකස්මි. If someone in this way, in the way the way Buddha teach us, if someone understood about the Buddha and if he gained the confidence towards the Buddha, Mula jata patita, that means if it has roots in this way and if it is stable, patitita, ayam uchati bhikkhave, that is what the monks, akaravati saddha, the confidence, like correct confidence. In Buddha's teachings, there are two confidence, like saddha means the confidence. One says akaravati, that means it has roots, and then the amulika saddha, which does not have roots. It's like that confidence is there but shaking, which means that The example for that is, think that so, something like a feather, actually not a feather, it's like the banana tree that in the trunk it has those stripes. When a stripe uh, exposed to air, when air comes from the eastern side, it goes to west. When air comes from west side, it goes to east. So like different directions. Why? It can't keep still because it does not have roots to keep still. So likewise, there is a confidence. It's like shaking. It does not have roots. Yes, so but if someone understand Buddha in this way, by seeing his purity and then practicing these teachings and seeing how their mind get purified while practicing, then it creates a shraddha or the confidence in them. It has a root. What is the root? They have their own experience of seeing this teaching within themselves. Buddha saying that that sort of a confidence, අයං උච්චති ආකාරවතී සද්දා දස්සන මූලිකා දල්හා අසංහාරයා සමනේනවා බ්‍රාහ්මණේනවා දේවේනවා මාරේනවා බ්‍රහ්මනාවක. That sort of a confidence no one can take off from that person's life. So it's like if someone gain confidence about towards Buddha in the way in the sutta teach, if someone gain that confidence never never be able to uprooted by anyone in the world. That means even from that person to himself even can't it uproot. So that is the real shraddha, that is the real confidence one can gain, and that is the confidence which lead to the cessation of suffering. So this is the sutta which teach us to the end of the suffering. So one time a divine comes to see a Buddha and saying, Buddha, I'm so sad about some people. Their confidence or the shraddha is shaking. Sometimes they have like the confidence towards you, what you have taught, and they follow and they purify their mind, but it's shaking when they don't get chance to listen to the teachings, or when they listen to something else, their shraddha, the confidence shake. So I'm so upset about that. Then Buddha saying, I I don't have that fear. So in this unstable world, I'm stable by seeing this, which is if someone see the noble truths in themselves, that confidence is unshakable, and that confidence lead to the cessation of suffering. So this is the difference between the confidence, just confidence towards Buddha, and the real confidence. In here, you can find one thing, which is this also kind of a quite different in religions, from the religions. In religions, we have to keep our confidence by ourselves until the last breath of our life. But in here, this is a confidence. Once we gain that real confidence, even we don't want to protect it. So it's not like a confidence create out of a firm thought patterns. Or it's not a confidence gain by keeping remembering it ourselves. It's a confidence gaining by seeing the reality of the life. Okay, let's summarize what Buddha teaches. So Buddha teaches, if we don't have the ability to see the other's mind, then check whether the Buddha is a real Buddha or not. So we have to so which means that if someone has ability to read their mind, then of course they know that okay, Buddha is a real Buddha because there is no defilements occurring in his mind. So when someone check how, if someone does not have ability, then how we should do that? We should see like with open eyes, not with fear, of course with respect, and respect and fear is a total different thing. Fear blind us, respect open ourselves to that person. With respect, when we see unbiased, we should see that there is no defilements occurring. When we listen to what he is telling, his voice does not contain those defilements. And then we have to keep on checking whether is it true, this is it like time to time, sometimes there may be possibility to occur those things. Most of the time, no, but time to time. When we look into the Buddha's life, then there is no such a chance event. That's what we should see. Then we have to see whether how about the good way, the righteous way, whether does he contains that righteous actions in his life with metta, with compassion, with appreciative joy, or with equanimity, with great compassion towards the world. Also, when we see that, when we look into it, we should see the Buddha is a great human who has these great qualities. And then we have to check whether these qualities is just occur within a short period of time or whether this contains for long time. Because that's a one way of checking whether, because sometimes if we see it for like short period of time, it's doubtful, but we don't know whether it continues. So when we look into Buddha's life, we will see the consistent righteous activities in his life. Then Buddha saying, some people may have those good qualities, but those are not like, those are shaking, those qualities shaking when they receive fame. Until they receive the fame, they may down to earth. But once they receive the fame, they are like boasting themselves and show off such things. But when we look into Buddha's life, we don't see such a thing. We see, actually, it's amazing. Sometimes Buddha is the one everyone would like to offer dana, alms, and would like to offer shelters, and so sometimes he lived under a tree in a winter season in India. So in one occasion, one comes to see and Buddha, and he suddenly see Buddha is sitting next to a tree in a winter season and asking, "Oh, did you have a good sleep yesterday and the night?" The Buddha saying, if there is anyone in this world sleep with if they if sleep happily, I am a person among them. Then the one who met the Buddha and saying, Bhante, how can I understand in this sort of cold weather? I'm sure you are not lying. How can someone sleep with peacefully? Then Buddha saying, imagine one who live in a palace, in a king's bed, and with all the happiness, what he is expecting, sensual pleasures. But his mind is with so much of lust or anger or any sort of deeper. Is he being happy? Then the one who made the Buddha saying, no, it's it's true. Even we have a comfortable um, bed. That bed can't bring us that precious sleep, peaceful sleep, if our mind expecting lustful thing which we couldn't have yet. If we with in anger, with so much of pain, hatred, or delusion or jealousy, so Buddha is saying, I do not have the defilement, so because of that, I'm living peacefully. So likewise, his life, the way he would lived, didn't change because of the because of the huge fame, compliments he has received. And when others uh, change their, like, when Buddha sees others changing their lifestyle, when they get compliments and fame, and when their qualities change, Buddha even never judge them. Out of compassion, Buddha may say things, but it's not something to boasting about his qualities. So, out of compassion, he teach. So, if someone sees such a teacher, then Buddha allowing us to meet and ask clear from the Buddha, whether, good Buddha, you have uh, these defilements which we can see or hear, or the things like time to time occurring? No. The good things? Yes. Is it like there for a long time? Yes. Then about the fame and those things. And then the special thing which I just missed, which is sometimes people avoid sensual things, sensual pleasures out of fear. Why out of fear? They will lose the fame and compliments which receiving from the society. Um, they will lose their identity as a good spiritual leader. But Buddha is not doing such a thing out of fear also. Clearly, he didn't have that sensual pleasure. So think that uh, Buddha teaches us. So if you go through this teaching over and over again, you will see that this is a teaching, this is a way to Buddha allowing us to purify our own mind. See, if someone has that idea, to, okay, I should have purified my mind, then he should be such an honest person for that. And he should overcome from all the defilements, which wise might censor and criticize. Like, shouldn't give even a single chance and cultivate wholesome qualities throughout his life, and should avoid the sensual pleasures, not for the compliments also, seeing the real danger, which why it takes the inner peace and happiness which you can gain by seeing things as it is, and uh, the the samadhi or the concentration. So likewise, so Buddha allowing us to see ourselves by seeing about the Buddha. And then Buddha then saying, uh, you should reach such a teacher and learn from him what is right, what is wrong, when what practice will lead you to good, when what practice lead you to the bad. And when someone understand within themselves by themselves. As an example, if you see anger as a real danger within yourself, then you can't avoid Buddha as a teacher because you have your own uh, experience and you have your own evidence from you. And if someone sees the danger which creates in you because of the lust, the sufferings which creates because of ego, when you see it, you have your own evidence. Then no one can shake your confidence which you gain towards the Buddha. And it is not you have to protect by force. It's just building, progressing, and developing in you whenever you practice the teachings. One time, there was a monk called Vakkali. He was he had such a fond to the Buddha and he wanted to see Buddha often. So he was severely sick and he was worrying that I don't see Buddha. So when he was suffering, Buddha went to see the Vakkali, the bhikkhu monk, and then asking how he is doing, and he's saying, "I'm afraid and I'm worrying. I can't come and see the Buddha." The Buddha saying, "Kinte Vakkali mina putikayana ditte." Vakkali, why? What is the thing? What is the purpose saying this? Bhutikayana means disgusting body. Remember, Buddha didn't have a, like uh, um, uh, what we call ugly appearance. He was so beautiful, but he's saying the disgusting body. Why he's saying that this body is made out of the things we discuss. When we break into the all 32 parts, it's like the, what contains in this body, we usually don't like when we break into parts. Uh, so likewise, this body is made out of this disgusting thing. So what is the use of seeing this disgusting body? Instead of that, Buddha saying, Yoko Vakali, you dhammam pasati, so mam pasati. If someone sees teachings, what I have taught, if someone see, that means within themselves, you will see me. If someone say that I saw the Buddha, which means they have seen what I have taught. So dear Dharma friends, that means we are still lucky to see the Buddha today even. How? Seeing his great teachings. So it doesn't matter Buddha is not existing with us anymore. So one time Buddha saying, if someone following Buddha, his footsteps, placing his foot on the Buddha's footsteps, like that means so close, like touching the rope. He may far away if he is not practicing what I have taught. But if someone practicing what I have taught, he is so close, even he lives far away from me. I see him like Everest mountain. If someone is not practicing, I don't, even he's near by me, I don't see him like a arrow shaft which fallen in dark. No one sees it, no one recognizes where it, like a fallen bullet in dark. No one sees where it. So like, that's what Buddha said. So Let's try to practice these teachings and understand these great teachings by ourselves. Other than this, this teaching is fascinating. So other than that, what I like most is like the thing is that the openness Buddha gives us, and then uh, with that, uh, so with that openness, and then the other thing is, this is a teaching. We don't need to protect our Shraddha when we see things as it is by ourselves. So it's so fascinating. Why I'm saying it's so fascinating? Uh, when we talk about religions, it's all about protecting the Shraddha. It's like we have it creates kind of a fear of like losing it. But in here, that Shraddha or the confidence, it's like it's not something to protect ourselves. That Shraddha protect ourselves. This Shraddha is Indriya. This Shraddha turn into Indriya. We will learn Indriya and those things. Indriya means a faculty. Why it says a faculty? It's like our eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, and mind. When this Shraddha arises in this way, it is like a part of our life. It does not separate from our life. And not only that, this will turn into a bala. Bala means a power. So this Shraddha is a confidence, is a power. What is the power it contains? It has a huge power to overcome from defilement. So it's not that easy to overcome from defilement. As an example, if you are a most of the time peaceful character, you may not understand this. But if you are a hot-tempered character most of the time, you know that it's not that easy to eradicate anger when it comes. The same thing goes with the lust, and same thing goes with the conceit. If you are a lustful character, it's not that easy to overcome from lust. And if it's not that easy to overcome from that idea of boasting ourselves of in superior or inferior feeling. But this Shraddha is a confidence, is a power to overcome from these defilements. If these defilements is like an elephant, of course we can't pull an elephant if we can't take elephant one from one place to another place. And but if we have a 10 wheel, and if we know how to drive and with a license, we can take that elephant wherever we want. So likewise, this Shraddha is a tool to overcome from defilement. You know what? There are some people out of their Shraddha, out of their confidence, when they get angry, they say, yes, I'm super angry right now. I can hit a punch in the other person's face, but Buddha said not to be angry, and it's a default. So, see, thinking of Buddha, it's like cooling themselves instantly. Like the Shraddha is the power. Shraddha is not only the power, there are the other powers. Shraddha, Virya. Virya means effort. Sati means mindfulness, what we practice most of the time. Samadhi means concentration. Panya means wisdom, or that also we practice in impermanence meditation. So all those are power. Some has a great effort in their life. They have grown huge determination. No, I won't fall into this trouble. But some may don't. It doesn't work for them with Shraddha or the confidence or the effort. But for them, the mindfulness work. For some, uh, concentration works. When they feel kind of stressed or this when they feel like, okay, I'm not good in with my emotions, what they do, they go to a quiet place and sit and meditate, keep their concentration in the anchor point for like 15 or 30 minutes, and they are coming like nothing has happened. in, for them concentration help, and there are some people for them wisdom help, seeing the impermanence. It's impermanent. Seeing impermanence, they can heal themselves. So likewise, there are 5 powers. Those 5 powers are 5 faculties in Arya Savaka. That means one who started this practice as a for sure. So we can learn those things in future.
No, Bhante, I was just, I'm still trying to, because in your WhatsApp message, you said that kind of leads to the confidence, right? I get the part where he's asking you to test him, or the Buddha is asking uh, to basically check his powers or validity. But how does that relate to the confidence? In your WhatsApp message, you said the essence of it is to align it. I'm missing that part, but I didn't want to. It's almost 9:15. I didn't want to ask that. I was just, I mean, if you want, we can have that discussion on the or the WhatsApp group. But that was something that I'm trying to
Yeah,
connect.
I'll summarize it like this. So he's allowing, exposing, he's uh, allowing us to see him. It's not like, actually, it's hard to say that taste. It's open, open his life and see him. Not saying that to see his the other powers, but he's allowing to see the purity of mind. What we get in return, we see the purity within ourselves. So it's not like someone who's uh, just testing. It's like allowing that, believing that this purity is the way to a cessation of suffering. And by seeing Buddha, we are seeing ourselves. We are clearing our side. Because it's like this thing that I'm being angry and I'm justifying my anger. And while justifying, I'm checking whether this person has anger. It's not the way. Anger is bad and anger is no use of it. We don't need anger. So to overcome from anger, whether Buddha has anger, oh, he does not have anger. So likewise, it's like purifying our end. So that's how it lead to the cessation of suffering, and that's how that 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 confidence gain, not by seeing someone outside or believing from our eyes, also by understanding these defilements create sufferings, and when they don't have these defilements, it does not create suffering. Bring your hands together and let's say sadhu 3 times. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Today, we all discussed a great sutta, what Buddha taught us, and we accumulated good karma, good merits to our life. So let's share all these good karma with all the divine powers and with your past relatives and with our teacher and all the monastic monks and with all of you. May all be well. May you all be happy. May your all good wishes come true. And we all able to understand the Four Noble Truths in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo.
Our Bhante, allow us to share merit with Bante and ask for forgiveness. So my friends, you can join me as well. Okasa wandami Bante. Maya katang punyang samina anumoditabang. Samina katang punyang maihang databang. Sadhu sadhu anumodami. Okasa dwaratena katang sabang acayang kamatamebang. Okasa kamami Bante. Dutiyampi okasa kamami Bante. Tatiyampi okasa kamami Bante. Thank you, Bante.